What's up, ladies?
What's up? What's up?
What's up,
Peace. How you
Carrie?
doing?
Peace,
Everything's lovely.
Oh,
Happy
yeah.
hump day.
everything.
Melanated After Dark. Discussing some. How can I describe it? Some shit you discuss after dark. Well, you can discuss in the light if you want to, but we discussing it after dark.
Oh, right.
And we got some guests here tonight. I'm happy. I'm happy to give us a little twist on some things, and she'll be joining us in a few minutes. And just what's going on, ladies? What's going on, real quick?
All good in the hood. I don't know about some areas, but for here, May 7th, go out and vote. Local vote is just as important as the primary election for your president and Congress and all of that good stuff. So make sure you guys, if you have voting in your area, go out and vote. May 7th here in Dallas, Texas.
It's very important to vote local.
But what you got going on, Carrie?
Hey, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Nothing.
Make it do what it do.
Yeah, I'm just living and, I'm in a struggle like everybody else, with certain things. It ain't always peaches and cream, but, we fight to live another day.
I'm gonna do a quick shout out. I don't know to do a shout out, but I'm gonna do a shout out to Monica's BFF. It's her birthday.
Kelly.
All right, happy birthday, Kelly Boo.
Her BFF, but I knew her first. So
that's right. Over 40 years though.
Yeah, that's right. She the big 5'4". I'm gonna send her an AARP card. So when she comes to the States,
I don't know why people our age hate that. They hate to hear about an AARP card. I'm like, the discounts are wonderful.
That's right. But let's get on point, because you know how we do. We got a guest and we want to hear her because she got some good stuff. Oh, I can cuss us after dark. It's 8:09. Okay.
Say what you want to say, baby.
I'm gonna bring Tamika in. She gonna share some stuff. So y'all say what's up. What's up?
Hey,
greetings,
girl.
everyone.
How you doing?
How is everyone?
Up?
Oh, good to see everyone. Very good to
hey,
see everyone.
Tamika.
Your country ass. Oh
you
my
too.
God.
You.
I am.
I'm in Virginia, y'all. I'm in Virginia.
We is in the South.
My parents are from Georgia too, so yeah.
So
what y'all know good? What
we got hot topics? We got hot topics for this nice lustful evening we got going on here. What's the hot topics, ladies?
Let's talk about this Roe versus Wade. Motherfucker trying to tell me what to do with my coochie cat. You ain't right for that. You don't own one. You don't get to tell me what to do with it, okay?
That part.
We out here 9 months, 10 months carrying kids, throwing up, body stretched all out of shape for your ugly ass kid. You gonna tell me what I'm gonna do with my womb? Okay.
The man folk dictating women folk.
The other men
shit.
folk, yeah, them over there. How about that?
That's right. You know, that's what, I said it earlier, but I know that that's a big deal, Roe versus Wade, doing what we want to do with our bodies. If we want to hoe around, we should be able to hoe around. We should be good at hoeing around. If we want to have an abortion, it should be our right to decide if we want to have an abortion. Nobody should be able to tell us what to do with ourselves. I mean, and that's a whole experience. But until we straighten up and go out and vote and get these people to change these laws and stop letting people be in the Supreme Court till they die, it is what it is, because they're making the decisions and we don't have nothing we can say or do. So that's my opinion on that. But I want to talk about that again next week too, a little more detailed. but we want to get in some fun, some juicy stuff, some stuff to relax on this first Wednesday of May. It is the first Wednesday of May, right, y'all?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, halfway gone. And so what y'all doing? Let's discuss some good stuff. Let's discuss sex 20 years old versus 30 years old versus 40 years old versus 50 years old, 50-year-old, but I don't know 60 because we can't go up that far. But not yet. But what do y'all see are the differences for when back when you was at Bethel, Carrie, and then at VCU, and then off parading around the world at the country, and now back in Hampton? What's the differences you see in yourself in your sex life?
I didn't lose my virginity until I was 18. So, compared to other, sisters I went to high school, it's a late bloomer, you could say. And brothers knew I wasn't putting out, so why nobody asking me out on no date, no shit like that. Like, I didn't really start dating until I started fucking. But at the time when I started having sex, what I thought was pleasure or the full extent of pleasure was not, because I didn't experience my first orgasm from, a penetrated penis until I was like 23, 24. And that shit snuck up on my ass. I was like, oh shit. Oh, that's what that thing is. That thing banging, boy. Yep. But I did, like, I started to give it to myself. I just didn't know what it felt like coming from a partner or from a man at the time. Hear me out when I say, no, I don't like this. No, don't do my titties like a radio button, like you looking for 103 jams or some shit like that. Like, they don't because
oh my God, oh wait.
You don't know, because how you fuck is not the same way you're gonna be fucking me. Like, it may not with your partner. So glad I'm at this age now where we can communicate and he don't feel a way. He didn't feel a way like, damn, I must be falling short or something like that. Because in his mind, his intentions are pleasing me. So he's going to listen. But that
You have evolved, Carrie. You have evolved.
So fucking is good. 180. 60, because that will put me back where I started from. I ain't trying to be back there. So full 180, yeah.
That's good stuff. What about you, Tamika? I don't know how old you are, but looking at you, I would say you were 18, but I give you
no pretty lady.
You might be
29. I'll take it. Keep going. I will be 44 in a couple months.
Oh, well, damn. See, black don't
Facts. Big facts. My experience, I think I had an awful experience with sex. I lost my virginity at 15 or 16, and I eventually married the man that I lost my virginity to, but sex was not very pleasurable in my 20s when I was first married, because I was always taught that you just do whatever makes your husband happy. It's not about your pleasure and enjoyment. So I didn't even realize that I could enjoy what was going on until basically I was leaving my husband after a few years. And then the older I got and the more I became comfortable with myself and the more that I learned what I do and don't like, it got better. but it got, like Carrie said, it was more difficult when introducing a partner into it, because yes, I know what I like, but to have someone actually listen to me when I'm saying, yes, I do like that, or no, I don't like that, this makes me feel uncomfortable, or for the love of sweet baby Jesus, foreplay. It does not start 5 to 10 minutes before you want to fuck me. Please start that somewhere earlier in the day, maybe even a couple days before. You got to get my mind involved in this. It's not just my body that's coming along for the ride. But I think too, being older now, being very comfortable with what I like and who I like, it's very intimidating to people in general, but men especially, to find someone who is in my situation where, no, I know I don't like that, or I know I don't want to go that route with you, so I'm good.
Yeah, I feel.
So you're. Oh, go ahead, Bunny. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Carrie.
Well, I wanted to ask Tamika, you're single.
Yes. So I identify as solo polyamorous, which I guess technically would be single. I don't see myself getting married again. I don't want to live with a person again, but I do want to have loving relationships with people.
So what is solo poly? Say it again.
Solo polyamorous. So polyamory just means many loves. Solo poly pretty much means that I am my own partner. My relationship with myself comes first. That no relationship with another person is going to come before the relationship that I have with me. I want to make sure I'm good, that I'm taking care of my physical self as well as my mental and spiritual self, and that's going to take precedence over anyone that chooses to come into my circle or in my world. I think having been married before, I realized how much I didn't care about myself. I was more caring for my partner or my spouse than I was about my own happiness and well-being. So I feel like it's more important for me to put myself first, to not change who I am just to be with someone. I also feel like I shouldn't be guilted or limited to just one love. We, as human beings, have the capacity to love more than one person. We have children. When you have children, you have multiple children. People don't tell you can only have one child because you can only love one child. So why is it any different for romantic partners?
I agree.
And I love that. I love that. I love that. Putting yourself first and being able to love, and
I do too.
Who you want to love and be with who you want to be without stipulations or constraints. You know, yes. I love that. You know, you're free. So, you know,
without judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Because a woman having multiple partners, of course, she's a.
And the thing that's interesting to me is that my idea of love in relationships doesn't necessarily mean that I have to have sex with these people.
Your man.
But most people, especially men, again, they jump straight to, oh, you fucking multiple people. Even if I am, what's wrong with that? If men do it, I've never heard a man take any flack because they have sex with multiple women. It's always women who have sex with multiple men. And I don't understand why it's any different. We're all exchanging energy. As long as I'm being respectful and careful about who I'm doing that with, shouldn't concern you.
Exactly. Men do it all the time, always have, and it was never. And you know, sometimes they were even promoted. They were even saying, "Oh, sow your oats" or whatever, coming to America. But yeah, and but a woman, you know, it's like, you know, stay a virgin until you're married. That's the premise of it. So I'm glad now, though. Talking about sexuality and talking about just having sex and relationships is more open than when we were younger. Because when we were younger, you know, that was like a taboo subject, for real.
I think that also hindered a lot in sexual pleasure, being told that I was supposed to remain a virgin until I got married, and that my virginity was basically the most important part of myself. So once you do lose your virginity, how are you supposed to feel about yourself then? Do you not have any value? And am I still not supposed to enjoy this act that, for all intents and purposes, is supposed to happen between people?
That's interesting that you say that, because some women may feel shame for having
I
sex
felt a
before marriage.
lot of shame, a lot of shame.
Mm-hmm.
And it shouldn't have been that way, because I didn't do anything that was wrong.
No, you didn't.
Right.
didn't.
And
There is-
sometimes as women, we pass that on to our children, right? And then our children become, it's because again, that taboo thing, sex. And because it's taboo and you whisper about it and don't speak about it, or you give that limited birds and bees talk, then it's something that they want to do. I mean, like, you know, they really want to do it. I want to try it because it's something like we don't talk about, you know, like, you know, Bruno on the movie. We don't talk about Bruno, but that's what it is. Oh, well, it must be something really good because we're not supposed to talk about it. And so I feel like people now talking about it with their kids and talking about it and being a little more open about it. I mean, you don't have to get to the nitty gritty when your child's 8, 9, 10, but you know, experience where your children can come to talk to you when they're 14 and 15 and ready to experience it. It should be like a no holds barred conversation. They should ask their parent anything, and I feel like now, I guess I'm glad it's 2022 and the 2000s came. It was a whole new generation of people, because again, like I said, with my parents, you don't talk about that. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing you talk about. So yeah, so
I didn't. And it's interesting because I didn't talk about it with my mother like when I was younger, but as I got older and even now, like every time we talk, it's the topic of sex comes up somehow. Every single time, and we're just so open, and you know, I share stuff with her, and she's like, "Really? Oh my stars!" Like, I may have wanted to try that shit 30 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
But that's because cute. Back then, think of the conversations back then, Carrie. They like probably don't even, you know, orgasms wasn't a thing that they even dreamed of. You know,
exactly.
It was like your duty to have sex with your husband or your mate. It wasn't something that you supposed to have fun and a good time with. You know, I'm like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying?
Like it was a chore.
Right. Like, oh gosh, it's Tuesday. Jesus. You know what I mean? So you won't your husband have a side piece?
He done took his bath.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Your husband have a side piece. Oh Lord, I gotta do this again. It's like washing dishes, you know. You know, I feel sorry.
He put his load of laundry in.
Yeah. Talk about it. Their moms didn't share that information, and you know, it wasn't about intimacy, because to me, that's what I love, intimacy. I'm like, I love when, you know, my husband would say, I just need a hug, right? You know what I'm saying? He can just look, even if I'm not saying nothing, and you know, that to me is like, that's everything to me, you know?
Yes. That says love to me.
Yeah, I love that, you know, like you feel it, you know, that I'm just having a horrible day. And lately it's been some horrible days. So yeah. And Monica, you've been married a long time. You've been married a long time and a lot of times.
Wow.
You can't get
You on mute. You muted, Mo.
You muted.
Thanks, Tamika. I said, don't leave the multiple out. I'm a
multiple.
Heavyweight champion, baby. Don't. I'm in beast mode over here. But you know, I'm a little bit of Carrie and a little bit of Tamika. You know, started at 15, but didn't have an orgasm in that ass spank till 25. So I didn't know. You know, you was just fucking. It wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like no true intimacy and understanding what exploration really was. You know. And so had a kid at 16. So after that, it was like, that hurt. I ain't doing that no more. You know, but as far as like, you know, what Tamika's saying about my body and my perspective of me and what I want to do, I go on sabbaticals at any time. Okay. I'm not dealing with nobody. 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, whatever. You know, it was more about me understanding me and getting closer and intimate with me before you get interested in somebody else. And I'll tell you, for the spiritual Christian people out there, there's a book by Juanita Bynum, and there's a video that you can watch called No More Sheets. And when you really get into the fact of understanding what sex and sexuality and what it brings to the table to you and the other person that you're dealing with, and spirits that you pick up and energy that you pick up, you'll be really keen about who you messing with. You know what I'm saying? You'll take your time about, people don't know they running around crazy right now, and it's because Pookie was messing with Key Lolo, and now the spirit done jumped off, or the energy done jumped off on you. You know what I'm saying? And you trying to figure out why you angry and why you crying and why you depressed and all of that. So, you get in these relationships, you really do need to purge yourself from that previous energy before that's why what Erica say, Badu, bag lady for real, because you picking up energy. You keep filling your bag with energy. Negative, positive, whatever, turn around and be the exorcist and then don't know why with my head turning around on my neck. Because you done picked up 25 spirits,
Yeah.
So, you just got to be mindful of that. But, once I realized what it was all about, it can be enjoyable, but then, of course, we came from that era, you got to...
Hold up. Beep, beep, beep. Okay, hold on. Hold up. I caught that. You said it can be enjoyable. Wait a minute.
Right. What do you mean can be? It's always supposed to be enjoyable.
It's always supposed to be, but when you go back to what you were saying, what you guys were saying about it became a chore because we've been taught that. You're supposed to please your husband and this, that, and the other. It's supposed to pleasure both of you. It shouldn't be just no one-way street, the Florida Evans kitchen in the bedroom kind of thing. Really
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be. It should be pleasurable for both. Tell me what you like. Tell me what I like, what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? What you're not going to do, what you're willing to do, and what you're not willing to do. And especially at this age, you got to get into some excitement and exploration. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be doing the same shit,
Yeah.
So,
well, I feel like at 20.
Well, I like today. I think we're about to say the same thing. Shoot, go.
Go ahead, you go.
Now, I was just going to say, like, in our time, like, you watch movies, you watch TV. I always refer back to that sex scene in the movie In Love, right? Where it's Brooke Shields' first time and he just lays her down so gently and the music's playing and it's all loving. My shit wasn't like that the first time.
Hell no. Not even close.
It was like,
not even
fuck?
close.
Is this it? I'm bleeding out and shit. Wait a minute. What's going on? Pop my shit. Yeah. I'm just sitting up here like, this can't be it. And of course, he patting his chest and shit. I'm like, nigga, you didn't do nothing. You broke my hymen. That's what the fuck you did. But it wasn't like he
in
talked
reality,
to you.
it might not even have been your hymen. That's another thing I think we need to do is educate people on the actual anatomy, the feminine anatomy, because there are people still out here thinking that most women have hymen and that it functions as a barrier or some type of indicator of whether or not you've had sex, when it's just a piece of flesh inside. And a hymen doesn't break like people think. It may split, but it will grow back together. It could split again, or it could never grow back together. There are a lot of people who never bleed the first time they have sex. And that whole myth of having the virgin's blood, all that means is she wasn't prepared or ready, and you basically raped someone.
Yeah, dry sandpaper. No foreplay, no intimacy. Like,
not only dry sandpaper. I wish we had a brother on here. I want to know about what's all about beat the pussy up. What's that all about?
About what?
About beat the pussy
first
up.
of all,
what is that all about? You know what I'm saying?
Betty White say a vagina is too fucking tough. You can't beat no pussy up.
We had babies.
You know what?
We pushed
That's women's fault. That's women's fault.
13-inch
Because
circumferences or more
we
out
put
of
that
that
shit in
thing.
their head like they was doing great, like they great and they all this, because we always faking shit, trying to make them like, oh, they, and that's what happens. So they think, oh, we doing all this, but for real, you doing this.
Right.
Did I take the trash out?
And so they head like this. So they think they did, you know, they wondrous, like, I'm the best. I'm the best. And for real, we still doing this. Going like, you know what I'm saying?
Look, on each one of these, you rolling your ass
that
up back your
grocery
head.
list. Yeah, But that's you know, that's halfway women. That's
Ego though.
trying to, you know, because we, you know, I'm just saying, because I didn't know, because you know, you don't know as 17, 18, 19, you don't know. You thinking, okay, but me, being the person I am, I'm like, well, I'm gonna keep trying, because it gotta be better than this, because everybody keeps talking about it. So it's gotta be something. I'm just not gonna get to that something yet, but something's coming. Something's coming.
Literally.
This is not it. This is not it. You know, no, not yet. Just like, what's wrong? Nothing. This wasn't it. This wasn't it. Okay, I'm gonna try again. This wasn't it. Thank you.
Dedicated, that's for sure.
So yeah.
I tell you, one thing I've come to learn now that I didn't know before was that a big dick does not mean you're gonna have a pleasurable experience. Like, size really does not matter, y'all. Men, I'm telling you, if somebody had told you you had a little dick, don't feel no way about it, because by now no.
He was lost. Hello.
Wow.
Don't play like that, Carrie.
No, seriously, the average male penis size is 3 to 4 inches.
I get 4 to 6. I was gonna give him. You say 3 to 4. Poor thing. God damn.
3 to 4.
I don't like no ball, but I'm with you, Carrie. I'm not a ballpark Frank kind of chick. I'm
I
not.
ain't even saying a ballpark.
I don't want
Wait,
shit
but you
from
know,
them.
I don't like them sausages for real.
I don't want no horse dick. I don't.
I don't eat that. No, I don't want the big hot dog from the 7-Eleven. I like the little ones. You know, the regular size.
She wants the regular bite. She wants the regular bite.
You wanted to fit, and you wanted to penetrate, and you wanted to feel good, but you be jumping and all that. What the fuck?
Yeah, you don't want to be like,
yeah, all that, and you just laying there like
you having seizures.
In a whole, you know what I'm saying? In a whole experience, you don't want to be dealing with that. I mean, you know, and I think it's great that we can have these conversations and tell these young ladies about it, you know, because they're just like really destroying themselves, not understanding their bodies and the person's body that they're dealing with, and it's pleasurable. And really, even though we're being pleasured, it's really about procreation. It's not even about all the other stuff that the Greeks and the Romans them brought out. You know what I'm saying? And made the book. But, you know, I mean, we thank you, you know, that we can do other stuff, you know, to get pregnant. But at the end of the day, they need to understand that. And like Tamika, I just love the part about Tamika saying about loving herself. We need to teach that first.
Self-love is not selfish.
Well, no, it's not. But physiologically, it's got to be about pleasure. Why would,
without a doubt,
why would we have been created? Like, maybe that was just like the push or the nudge for us to procreate, you know, experiencing that pleasure and, you know, continuing to do it and, you know, achieve that pleasure principle. But yeah, the shit feels good. Like, y'all had me thinking about talks I had with Triness and stuff. And, you know, some people are like, damn, you talk to your daughter like that? About sex and so
absolutely.
You have to. Yeah, number one, it's too much shit out here. Number two, she's a female. Like, right. So I know I gotta talk to her, because the view on sex from young boys as opposed to the view from young girls, is two totally different things. It's two totally different things. And if I can save her like any heartache or discomfort in any way by not having to experience the shit I did in this dating sexual game, yeah, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. And was I uncomfortable initially when she came to me talking about, hey, I might like women? Yeah, I was, but suck that shit up, y'all. Suck that shit up. When you think about it, it's not that fucking serious. Like, people out here talking about, oh, it's a conspiracy. It's a so-and-so. It's been homosexuality since the first people was created.
Forever, ever.
So it's really not that foreign. It's not that foreign.
Yeah.
You have to support your children in whatever, your children, your family, your friends. Got enough shit going on. Let people love who they want to love. Let people fuck who they want to fuck. With the exception of, non-consensual situations and children and shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah. But I do feel like the partner has the right to know, if you're gay, bi, tri, whatever, or you know what I'm saying, in a series of a plethora of events with people. I think, you have the right to tell that person so they can make the decision on whether they want to deal with that or not. You know what I'm saying? Because you're opening up a Pandora's box for some people. What if it's somebody like we're talking about, the virgin, that's never had that before, and you know what I'm saying? And you're opening her up to all these experiences and stuff, and so I just hope that, men or women are being cordial to their mate, especially if it's their first time, and not just taking them to a whole traumatic event. Because I've talked to some ladies where it's been traumatic for them. I was very fortunate that my first time was great, It wasn't traumatic. You know what I'm saying? He was very caressful and caring and stuff like that. So, but then, sometimes, hey, when after you get over that point, and you done got past your 90-day probation, you might be stunting on that bitch after that.
Yes.
I know that motherfucker after that. You know what I'm saying?
For me.
You know what I'm saying?
Straight nut, Monica. You are straight nut.
And her said, shit, might be on it.
Monica, you said 90 days. That's a reference to Steve Harvey book and stuff too.
Oh. Girl, that's Steve Harvey. But what? Act like a man, think like a woman.
Some bullshit like that.
He made my stomach hurt with that shit. He really did. He made my stomach hurt.
Yeah.
Who, Steve Harvey?
Because you know what? Let me just say this. It is nothing wrong if you fuck somebody the first night you meet them.
If that's what
it's
you
nothing
want,
wrong. Yeah. If that's what you want, if it's consensual, blah, 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 safely done or whatever, it's nothing wrong with that. I'm just glad I ain't got to worry about shit like that no more. But I'm just saying, as I reflect on how prudish I've been, in viewing certain things in my life, it's like, that doesn't sound like being free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, it's not being free. I mean, I feel like, like, again, things have just changed. The climate has changed. But it's like the more stuff changes that make people free and able to do what they want to do and comfortable talking about sexuality and sex and, relationships, the more things change for, like we were talking about earlier, the Roe versus Wade. It's like, but we're not smart enough to make decisions for ourselves. And, I think that's one of the biggest problems in society in itself, because the same people that are against Roe versus Wade are the same people who don't want you talking about sex outside the house, who want you to be married, stay a virgin. It's the same philosophy.
Another point for that, the same people who are making these laws are the same people who are putting women and young girls into situations where they would need to have abortions. So these underage children who are being molested, or these women who are in relationships with people who are leading double lives. It would also benefit them. But I think that the people who are making the decisions are only looking, oh, it's only loose women, and I use that term for whatever it means, that are out here needing to have abortions. No, there are people who are in situations where it may not be life-threatening as far as they're going to lose their life, but life-threatening as far as mentally having to deal with the situation like that at that point in time, and like wouldn't help them.
Well, we were talking earlier today, and I'm making a joke out of it, but there's gonna be some makeshift abortions going on around here. It's gonna be a whole lot of dry cleaners that's gonna be like some wire hangers on the cool. I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm serious about that. You know what I mean? You think about these ladies that are in desert areas where there's hardly no health care. They gotta go an hour or more out their way. You know what I'm saying? Don't have any support system, any of that. No, what's the thing where the people go to Planned Parenthood or anything like that to assist them? It's gonna be some makeshift stuff going on out there, and it's gonna be more traumatic than just going and having an abortion, But it's just interesting to me that you would think that these powers that be would want the abortions, because you out there having these alternative relationships, like you're saying, Tamika, and you don't want your wives or your significant other or whoever to know what you're doing. So now what you saying? You gonna go half on the baby and you gonna bring it to the doorstep? You know what I'm saying? So right. I just find that interesting, but I just think it's all about propaganda and controversy, and to have something to discuss, and to be able to put something back on the table in November when we have this huge election. And it's very sad, but I can't believe in 2022 we're dealing with 1950, 1960. It behooves me. It really does.
Right. It does. Hey, Monica, you sent a message maybe last week, and it was a toy for men. And I didn't read the article, but I heard somebody else talking about it after you posted it, about that toy for men. Do you remember what it was called? And you were saying they don't need us no more. What was it? What was the? You remember?
No. You don't have to make me go back on my page and look. I don't even remember.
It was
you know what? It had a mouth on one side. It had a mouth with I swear to me, it had a mouth.
I've seen it, a mouth on one end and an ass on the other.
And it had a vagina on the other side.
I was like, I was hoping Angel was gonna make it off working time to tell us, because I know she got it to show.
Oh my God!
I bring that up because that toy, somebody had it on their Instagram, and it was a little like the skits, the videos, and the guy wanted to have sex with the girlfriend on a chair. He was drumming on or whatever, and she was like, so he went in the bathroom and he had one of them things. When she came in, he just all over the place, right? So I don't need you no more.
But you know what kills me about it? I mean, we used to looking at plastic or rubber vaginas, but the mouth was like,
right. And it was like really.
It was like
and it's in color. They have different colors.
It was moving around.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was unreal. It was unreal. It was like it looked like a puppet. You know what I'm saying?
It was too much for me. And put it on the page, but it was like, I was like, dang, they think of everything. Because first is the rose. I still ain't got my rose from Angel, and they said the rose will help you changing the sheets.
My cousin say the rose make you sit. She said it make you sit up straight.
Yes. She said she can't keep them messed up.
Really?
She said
she get them in and they go right out. She don't need to put them on her site no more. That's how fast when she get them in, she already got people that's gone. They out.
They are gone on Amazon, everywhere. I mean, when I say they gone, they are gone. But they say, you told me that, said you sit straight up.
All them Christians, all them Kojic people, I'm sorry. Out there buying roses.
They got one too.
That's why they keep selling out.
I ain't even know about the bullet till the church people told me about the bullet.
Keeping it real.
Well, I learned something new this week. I learned what a pocket pussy is.
Who?
A pocket pussy.
A pussy.
What you was just talking about.
Yeah.
It's what you were talking about, but make it at home. It's a DIY type of thing. It's considered contraband in jail. But just imagine this, right? Imagine this, like a cup, right? A cup. A sponge lined on the inner part of the cup. A rubber glove stuck down in the cup and folded over the sides cup. And then lotion on the inside.
You know what? I'm about to have some prisoners for my business, because you know what? Them motherfuckers, the creative motherfuckers in the world.
I'm telling you, y'all, I was like, what the fuck? Like, mind the fuck blown. I'm like,
So
that's fucking ingenious.
Sponge around the outer perimeter. Is that like the hair?
It's the texture, yo.
For the cushion.
Yeah.
For the cushion against the penis. Sort of feel fleshy.
Yeah, it's the texture. It's the, you gotta have a feel. So just not smooth latex type feel or whatever.
She over there really trying to figure it out, bro.
I just think, I don't know if y'all watch Netflix. You seen the little cartoon Big Mouth?
Yes.
Yeah, why can't they just use the pillow, man? Just talk to the pillow. I mean, damn.
No, they don't have
the pillow don't have the same amount of
right. It don't
feedback.
have no, yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to get as close to the vagina feel as they can.
I'm just trying to fathom that whole thing.
I'm gonna send you the link. It's on YouTube. Just Google it.
Wow.
On YouTube.
I guess
Pocket pussy.
If you want a version, you put your penis in the pinky hole, right?
Oh, Jesus.
Then you migrate up.
No. Don't think about the fingers being an entry point for the penis. It's a way that it's folded over so that it's like a opening like this.
Right.
Like
so it feels like a real.
It looks more like this. It's like a vagina.
Oh my gosh. I tell you,
That's too much for me.
They creative as hell. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna stick to the green tea over here. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I just,
a pocket pussy.
I love to be enlightened. I love to be enlightened, and that's what Melanated After Dark do for me. It enlightened me, learn something new, and
yes,
new shit, and that's what it's about, and being open about it. And church folks should join us. They don't have to be smart. Name, don't have to say hello. They should join us and just listen, and so they can nod or learn something or feel like that we're not judging. We're not judging you.
Not at all.
We're not judging your relationship with the pastor or pastor wife. We're not judging. We don't judge.
Or with the goat or the lamb. That's your preference.
Right.
Whatever you decide.
The pastor with the pastor. We don't care. We don't care.
It's on you.
Oh.
That's the best part of the movie Moses. You know Moses went to the mountain. Wait a minute, I digress. Remember when Moses went on the mountain to Jesus when the bushes was burning and shit and all that was happening, and the people was down there and told Aaron to build up a thing out of gold, and the women were just dancing and had the grapes and the wine. And that's my favorite part. That's it.
I can relate. I remember seeing that picture in my children's book, like in color. I remember seeing that, and I remember their bangles. I'm like, ooh, their bangles.
Yes.
Look at the gold, the grapes, the wine, and you kid. And look, in catechism, a kid looking at them pictures, you going, that's the shit right there. That's it. You forget the whole point about Moses getting some tablets. You just looked at the lady with the bangles and the anklets.
Right.
and the grapes and the bear feeding the grapes, and I'm like, that's nigga life. You know, it's the whole point. But I digress.
You're like, oh shit, that's Luke girls.
That's not those stuff.
Oh boy.
Twerking ain't nothing new. It ain't twerking ain't nothing.
It ain't. This shit old as hell. This shit old, man.
They've been doing that since.
I'm so weak right now.
Everything got twerking. Look, don't go play. Don't play.
Belly dancing, all of that. But you know, Tamika, I'm glad you brought up about the hymen thing, because people don't realize that, you know, I mean, my husband and I, we got trained in sexual harassment and assault, and people fail to realize that you can break your hymen riding a horse, on a bike with that banana seat. Y'all know that banana seat used to tear our cat up, okay? Tear it up. You, especially if you hit that joint on the end of the banana.
Oh, no.
We used to run and try to jump on the bike. You don't hit it in the middle. You hit it right on that corner. And that your hymen. I'm telling you, people don't realize that. You take a sabbatical, you know what I'm saying? This shit heals and rejuvenates. So, brothers, when you think you're doing something with the long and strong, we have babies and everything out there.
Oh, tell them
you know
again.
What I'm saying? You 13, 14-inch shoulders come out the joint. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we love you, though. You know what I'm saying? But all that talking that bullshit, and we rule the world over here, okay?
That's right.
That might be why they talk so much shit, because they really intimidated by that big ass opening up like that.
We're gonna do it next month, but we're gonna be able to take him in and out. Like what he said, you just plug him on out. But yeah, but appreciate y'all. You know, as always on Wednesday, Melanated After Dark. We'll do it again in June. We just have some good juicy stuff in June. We're gonna try to find those. Maybe we need to do a DIY project and make us a
oh Lord,
a pocket pussy. Try it. Give it to your husband. Father's Day is coming.
Where we supposed to put that at? On the man.
She said Father's Day is coming. I cannot.
We should have had that. We need to post that on the website. Huh?
We're supposed to put it on the mantle after we finish. We done did a crab.
No, girl, you gotta put that in the same jar you got your everything else in.
Yeah, you know, he have his shit, you have your shit.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm still learning on the toy thing, y'all. I'm a little old when it comes to that. You know, certain things I'm just like, I'm growing though. Y'all have taught me to grow. You know what I mean? You really have.
It's so much out there though.
It is.
It's hard to know where to start.
It's some scary shit. You people talking about putting clamps on your nipples and adding a little vibration to the shit.
I like stuff that hurt.
Yeah, I ain't no car battery, nigga. What's wrong with you? Battery.
It was pain before pleasure.
Say it again. Say it again.
That's what that's about.
Fuck that nigga. We both getting hit today.
Right. The marbles up the ass and all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Nah. So we gotta
I love all of it.
We need Siriana too. We need some new
Yeah,
scrolls.
we need Siriana. We miss her, man. Shout out to she and Angel, man.
Yeah, I hope she's doing well in PR now.
Yeah. Puerto Rico.
I love y'all. And until next week.
All right, y'all. Be easy.
Peace.
Peace.